were to ask me for something, surely I would give to them. Let me show y'all how far away we got from Islam.
Make it plain. Make it plain. Go ahead, Sheikh.
Everybody heard of Abu Bakr, Omar, Uthman, Ali, the four Khalifas, Sahabas of the Prophet Muhammad Islam. Listen to how their Islam was. If they were in the market and Ali didn't have money in his pocket, he would just reach in Abu Bakr's pocket and grab some money and buy something.
As it should be.
Or Omar would just go in Ali's pocket, grab something and buy something. Not a brother I've been with all day going in my pocket. What you doing? What you doing going in my pocket? Get your hand out my pocket. But back then the Muslims were so close, your pockets was my pockets. But now, alhamdulillah, don't go in nobody's pocket on the train to New York talking about assalamu alaikum. Shoot. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. So we want to become the friends of Allah. We want to be able to ask Allah for something and Allah say kun fayakun and give it to us.
Make it plain.
We want to be those who are in the Mukashfi boom. I remember I talked to a lady who was a Muslim and she became a Sufi immediately from one talk. She took her bayat immediately from one talk. She'd been practicing Islam all her life basically, but she didn't know, Sheikh, that there's going to be 3 groups of people in Jannah. She never heard this. I pointed this out in the Surah Waqiyah. Surah Waqiyah, Allah says it's going to be a people on the left, a people on the right. Then Allah says it's going to be the Muqarrabun, the ones who are foremost. Quran, this ain't no Sufi Shaykh from Africa talk, and this is a lie in our holy book. Allah said the people on the left will be people in the hellfire. Everybody know what that is.
Yeah. Some of us done felt a little taste.
Yeah. Allah said the people on the right would be the people in Jannah, in heaven. The people on the right would be the people in Jannah. And then the foremost, in Arabic called the Muqarrabun, would be the people who are drawn closest to Allah.
May Allah make us amongst them.
I mean, so if you have a group of people who are in Jannah, but then Allah said there's another group that's closest to the proximity of Allah, what is this? I asked my Shaykh about this. He said something that blew my mind. I asked the Shaykh about this divine proximity of Allah. The Shaykh said the people in heaven would think they was in hell compared to the people in the foremost of Allah. He said the difference between the divine proximity and the difference between heaven is greater than the difference between heaven and hell.
Say that again, Cheikh. I don't think they heard you.
This is what
this everybody ain't quiet. Listen to this.
This ain't me. This is what the Shaykh said directly. I sat with.
Say it again.
Oh wait, I want to tell y'all something. Hold up. Let me. I sat with my Shaykh, look him dead in his eyes, and I said, Shaykh, I don't want to go to heaven. I told my Shaykh, I don't want to go to heaven. My Shaykh looked at me like, young punk, I don't want to go to heaven either. He looked at me like, what you trying to say? Like you deep or something? The Shaykh looked at me and said, I don't want to go to heaven either. And he said, I'm going to explain to you how to get to Allah, who is greater than going to any heaven. So the Shaykh said that the foremost in heaven, the difference is greater than heaven and hell. And the people who are in the divine proximity are 20 million times closer to Allah than the people in heaven. And then he gave this hadith. The Prophet Muhammad said that when we go into Jannah, this is what makes the divine proximity 10 billion times greater than heaven. Listen to what this Shaykh said. The Shaykh said, the Prophet Muhammad says in the hadith, when we go into Jannah, when we go into heaven, we will see the face of Allah like the full-blown moon. You heard this hadith, Shaykh? When we go into heaven, as we're going across the Sirat into Jannah, all the believers will see the face of Allah one time. And when they get into Jannah, they won't see this face. And seeing the face of Allah is greater than anything in Jannah. To see the face of Allah is greater than any blessing that you could get in heaven. And the Shaykh said, the people going into heaven will see the face of Allah one time, but the people who are in the divine proximity will see the face of Allah eternally. And this is what makes the divine proximity greater than heaven, because you're in the presence of the face of Allah. So we need to make an effort. Now, I got to give one more teaching from the Shaykh. The Shaykh said, if you want to be in the foremost,
come on.
If you want to get to the foremost,
Come on.
not the people on the left in hell, not the people on the right in heaven, if you want to get to the Mukashfi to be closest to Allah, you have to find a Shaykh like Shaykh Rasheed, who's on planet Earth, but he's already in that divine proximity with Allah, or you will never get there if you don't find a human being on Earth who's already there. You won't get there unless he give you a bus pass. You won't get there unless he give you an unlimited ticket. You have to find a being. The Shaykh is already in the divine proximity of Allah.
It's hard to understand, Shaykh. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But when the Shaykh gives you the blessing, it's almost like saying, if you got a friend who owned a bank downtown, Brother Amin owned the bank. Me and Amin is cool. Me and Amin doing Qigong, working out. Me and Amin hanging out. He owned the bank, and I say, yo, Amin, I got an interview at the bank tomorrow. You think you could let the people know that I'm your friend and I can get hired? What Amin gonna say? Oh, brother Sufi, you know that's my bank. You got the job. Just go on in there and tell him, if I know the owner, if I'm his friend, how am I going to his bank and not get the job? Because I'm the friend of the owner. Why not become the friend of the owner of the universe? Why not become the, they say in Sufism, it's good to love the king, but it's better for the king to love you. It's good to love the king, but it's better for the king to love you. It's good to love Allah, but it's better to have Allah love you. So try to find someone as Shaykh Rasheed sitting in the seat of, I mean, you can't even imagine sitting in the seat of Sheikh Abdu-Rasheed through the Mukashfi from Sudan. You can't even, do you even have an idea who Sheikh Abdu-Rasheed is? Do you know who the Shaykh Abdu-Rasheed? La ilaha illallah. Hold up, let me tell you. My Sheikh Abdu-Bamba, his father was a disciple of Sheikh Abdu-Rasheed. Come on, let's just talk about it. My Sheikh Abdu-Bamba, his daddy was a disciple of Sheikh Abdu-Rasheed. And Sheikh Abdu-Bamba himself was in the Qadiriya order of Sheikh Abdu-Rasheed for 7 years. Sheikh Abdu-Rasheed is known as the Saint of Baghdad, the Saint of Jalan. He had miraculous power. Miraculous power. Sheikh Abdu-Rasheed had disciples that would come see him.
Welcome to the tavern.
La ilaha illallah. Let me stop.
We haven't even started yet.
Man, listen.
We just getting warmed up.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Oh, this is even stronger than that.
Okay, that's enough. Next week.
Inshallah, Shaykh. If I may.
Yeah, bismillah. I'm talking too much.
No, you talk just enough. As I said, Sheikh Sufi is my friend. My true friend. Allah is al-Haq, Allah is al-Wali. In order for someone to be a true friend, you got to trust him. As Sheikh Sufi said, you got to be able, you have to trust them to the degree where they can go in your pocket.
That's deep, man.
But Allah is a waqir. Allah is a wali, the friend, the friend. Allah is a waqir, the trusted. The true friend. The trusted friend. Even in the limited English language. Truth must be earned. I don't just give my trust to you. I can love you and fall out of love. Wow. If you ever been married, it's like, this is how this thing rock and roll. But if I trust you, you have to be worthy of my trust. And you have to earn my trust. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah alone is enough, and Allah is the trusted one that takes care of all of your affairs. So when you have a true friend, Allah is a haq and a wali. When you have a true friend, you must have one who is in conjunction with a wakil, trust. I trust this man with my life. Not only with my earthly life. Like I said, I ain't had too many friends. I done had, you know, gangster crew. You know, stick-up kids, you know. I mean, you name the categorization. Wife, husband, father, son. But friend, not too many.
Serious.
This man, my friend.
Serious.
When you see him, you see me.
That's serious.
Why? Because of love? No. I can love you, but you ain't my friend. Because of trust. Trust. I love you all. I love all my children, but I don't trust them all. Are you kidding me? Think I trust all them characters? Woo! I love them all. But I'll be there if I'm going to let them go in my pockets. Now there's some amongst them I do trust. I'm serious. They know who they are. Just like the ones that I don't trust, they know what Abu love us. Daddy love us. Baba love us. But I'd be damned if I trust them. But the ones that I trust, they know. How do they know? How do they know I trust them? Because I share with them bits and pieces of myself that I do not share with anyone at any time. When I open up who and what I really am on the level of the highest consciousness of the awareness of the divine power over us all, that means that I trust you. Not only love you. That was a beautiful night, wasn't it, Rasheed?
Yes.
Woo. Huh? Tompkins Pump, are you kidding me? Richard. I spent time with my daughter in the East Village. She lived in the East Village. Now the East Village, I done spent a lot of time in the East and West Village. Most of the time that I was there, I was there in body, but in mind I wasn't there. Now I had the opportunity to go back to Tompkins Square Park with my daughter and her husband, not boyfriend. Husband. How do I know they married? Because I married them. So ain't nobody got to tell me, oh, they married, they ain't married. I know they married, I married them. So I ain't got to doubt. In their bond, there is no doubt because I'm the one that sealed the bond. I'm the one that married them. We was in Tompkins Square Park. And I was telling them that I remember seeing Richard Pryor in Washington Square Park. I remember seeing Jimi Hendrix at Fillmore East. and that manifest great power. And I seen these people. They were talking about John Coltrane. I said, y'all don't know John Coltrane.
Right.
I remember when John Coltrane was down at the Village Vanguard. When you share that level, that means I trust you. Because now you transcended just being my child. Because I wouldn't tell all my children all my business. Because they can't handle it. They'll be like, oh man, I didn't know my daddy did that. Certain things you can't even share with anybody. But I tell you one thing, if you really have a wife, listen to me. If you really, because Allah is what? Al-Haq, in reality, beyond the veil of I know you, just love. If you really have a wife, and you really are bound in holy matrimony, then there's nothing that you can't share. I'm coming up on 30 years. Some people ain't been married 30 minutes in their entire life. They've been married 10 times. But if you add it up, it don't equal 30 minutes. I've been married 30 years. I say that to say what? I've also been divorced. You don't appreciate paradise until you've been through it. I've also been divorced. That's why I appreciate holy matrimony. You don't appreciate paradise until you experience hell. That's why before you get to the paradise, you got to look into hell. This is what Allah says in the Quran. I ain't making this stuff up. Allah says with certainty, beyond the shadow of a doubt, there is no doubt that before you enter the paradise, you must see the hellfire. You're going to see it.
Wow.
I'm going to see it. We're going to see it. Why? For the believers, those who believe in Allah and the last day, regardless of what connotation or denotation or heading that they put that belief under, but those who have a sincere connection to the Most High Creator, regardless of what they call themselves, they will have to see the hellfire to know what Allah saved them from. So that when they get to paradise, they will know what paradise really is. Because they will have seen the hellfire. For those who are the rebellious, the deniers, the rejectors, the coverers, the kaf, fa, ra. The kaf, fa, ra. It's not an insult. It's just a description. Those who cover, those who reject, those who deny are kaf, fa, ra. And we are living in the times when the ultimate prototypical manifestation of Kaf, Fa, Ra is about to make their appearance on this planet, and they are already on this planet according to many of those who know. And they will be branded right here, Kaf, Fa, Ra. Now, the question is, will we follow the deception of the arch deceiver, the kafara? Will be branded. It will be clear. You will see, you will recognize by their mark, kafara, the ultimate epitome of the example of what it means to be kafir. And most of humanity will follow the arch deceiver to the path that leads to hell. Even amongst those who claim to be Muslim.
Yeah.
But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the original kafirah, the denier, the rejecter, the concealer of the truth. Iblis, when Iblis asked for an extension of time, for time to show that Allah had gave this caliphate, this honor to the wrong entity, through jealousy and envy, Iblis said, I will show you, Allah, that they're not earned, that they haven't earned the right, they don't deserve the right to be the chosen. I said, okay, kafirah. You have your time till the end of time, and I will fill hellfire with you and them. But you will have no control over my believing servants.
Amen.
We are living in the time of the arch deceiver. Deception now has become in the blink of an eye. What used to be localized to community, what used to be localized to family, what used to be localized to neighborhood, what used to be localized to city, state, country, is now in the blink of an eye spread throughout the entire planet. The good, the bad, and the ugly of everything that the human being represents is now being spread and injected into the hearts and minds of humanity in the blinking of an eye. This is the Kafir Dajjal system. You are living in the Kafir Dajjal system. The system must be in place before the entity can make their appearance. You can believe it or believe it not, but you can't say that you weren't told. Christians call this entity the Antichrist. Muslims call this entity the Dajjal. They are one the same. What is the Antichrist? That is the going against the very spirit of the essence of what Jesus, the Son of Mary, exemplified as being the Ruhu Allah, the Spirit of God. The Antichrist, the Dajjal. We are in that time. You are living in the time of the system of the Kafir Dajjal system. Why am I telling you this? So that you realize how important each and every one of you are to each other. That's why I'm holding on to my friend. That's why I'm holding on to my friend. There's another one sitting over there, that guy in the back. He a friend, but he a different type of friend. We in a fraternity. He's my fraternal brother. But we friends. But we have a bond that even is, there's the light and you turn off the light. We friends.
Amen.
Amen indeed.
Amen.
So I say this to each and every one of you as we prepare to make the zikr. Hold on to the rope of Allah, be not divided amongst yourselves.
Amen.
What is the rope of Allah? The rope of Allah is the Quran. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said in his farewell sermon. He said the best of speech is the book of Allah. And the best of guidance is the guidance of Muhammad ﷺ. There is nothing better that can come out of our mouths. There's nothing that I can say, you can say, a prophet can say, a friend of Allah can say, a Shaykh can say, whatever you want to say, there's nothing better than what Allah says.
Amen.
The best of speech is the book of Allah. There is no better speech. That's our furqan. That's our criteria that we can gauge between what is light, what is dark, what is truth, what is falsehood, what is halal, what is haram. We don't have any other criteria to gauge these things except the book of Allah. That's it. But within the book of Allah, within every single syllable is 70,000 meanings. Everyone understands according to their capacity. But it's not for us to judge others' capacities of understanding. Live within the capacity what you know to be right. You read the book. I read the book. We read the book. We know what the book says. Then stop playing games with ourselves as to why we can't do what it says. According to what we understand to be right or wrong. Halal and haram. It's clear. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that which is halal is clear. That which is haram is clear. Between the two are doubtful matters. Not many people know. Your protection, my protection, our protection lies in the Sharia.
I mean, how?
But there is something beyond the Sharia. But you can't possibly go beyond the Sharia until you have accepted the Sharia. That's why we have the tariqah. What is the tariqah? What is the tariqah? The tariqah literally translates as the path, Halim. The path. What path? Whose path? The best of speech is the book of Allah. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said the best of speech is the book of Allah. The best of guidance is the guidance of who? Muhammad ﷺ. Who can guide you on this tariqah? The Shaykh? No. The Shaykh can only guide you on the tariqah if the Shaykh is following the guidance of Muhammad ﷺ. There's only one tariqah, tariqah Muhammadi. Many branches. Many fruit bore from those branches. Many leaves on each branch. But it all goes back to the tariqah Muhammadi, the path of Muhammad ﷺ, which is the prophetic light that goes back to when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Kun fayakun. Hasbi Rabbi Jallallah, Mafi Qalbi illallah, Nurul Muhammad sallallahu.
La ilaha illallah.
There you go. Come with it. Bring it. Bring it for real. That's why my Shaykh said, you the Shaykh that America produced. I might be quoting some Rakim up in here. Some Nas, some Biggie, some Tupac. Huh? I might even go into the Wu-Tang. Tribe Called Quest. Y'all don't know where I'm coming from because there ain't a place that you've been that I can't take you.
Amen.
And it has nothing to do with me. Because there's very little of me left. That's why I'm giving it to you the way I'm giving it to you. I never gave it this way before. That's why I'm giving it to you the way I'm giving it to you. Because it's piercing the hearts now. See, with Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, with Sheikh Akbar, Muhyiddin Ibn Arabi, with the Shaheeds of the Sufi, the Sufiya, Mansur al-Halaj. They play the Orientalists who think that they understand this. They play games with them. They play games with Rumi. They play games with Halaj. They play games with Ibn Arabi. But I'd be damned if they play a game with Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani. Because Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani come hop. You can't play no games with this. You can't flowerize, you can't honeyize, you can't go into purple haze or orange sunshine with this. They don't play with Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani. They say, oh, he was a Hanbali jurist with Sufi tendencies. But yet Ibn Taymiyyah, the Shaykh of the formers, of the religionists, the one that they quote more than any other Shaykh, he said, my Shaykh is Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani. Ibn Taymiyyah, he said, my Shaykh is Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani. Now you take the path of Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, bring it into the African experience.